Welcome to the stream. So we've got another round of the Genesis League coming up here. Hopefully you can hear me all alright. Hopefully we've not got any mic issues again. Hopefully everything's sorted. So we're just watching Ost at the moment, who actually must have took a clunk of the wall at some point there. His damage has just disappeared, so Ost practicing on hards, ready for the first race. I think this is always a track that creates good racing, but it has a little bit of chance of incidents in a few places as well. So hopefully it'll be an interesting one tonight. And this is the penultimate round, so only one more round to go after this one. And the point scoring is very, very close at the moment. We've got 74 points separating the top 8 in the individual championship, and the top 2 in the team championship are separated by only 1 point. So obviously everything to play for. And then third place is not far back either, so there's still 3 teams all in contention to win this championship. So it's all to play for in this one. And And this is the round where you're going to want to do it, get the advantage, the upper hand going into that final round of the season. And we have got a slight 5-minute delay, I believe, tonight, so we'll be starting about 8:05. So still only about 7 or 8 minutes before then. See who else is going around the track now. So we've got Kingy is going around as well. Couple of long straights here, so maybe the Genesis X will have the slight upper hand again. But again, I do think the Hyundai Genesis will be a bit more manoeuvrable around a couple of these corners. Hey Baz, yeah, St. Croix B, the one that you like, mate. So should be some exciting, 3 exciting races, not 2. As someone died by the sounds of it there in the background, not sure who it was. So again, the usual format, 3 races, hards, mediums, softs. So 3 sprint races, 3 different tyre compounds. And as I said, all to play for in the championship in this one, as it's very, very close. Hey, Henry. It does look like there may be a reserve space if either of you want to jump on quick before we get started. If you fancy a bit of Genesis. As I said, we should be getting underway about 5 past tonight, so obviously not too much longer to go. There's Nicky now going a bit fat, but Osty's the only one practicing on hards, but I'm presuming he had already done a lap on the softer tyres. Looks like everyone else is doing qualifying practice at the moment. Hey Taha. Yeah, Taha, there's one reserve spot I think going if you want to jump in quick and just reply on the Discord. Said we're just getting underway at 5 past as we're just waiting for Voxzilla, so there is time to quickly jump in if you can. I'm not 100%, it'll be Ant's teammate, I believe, so it'll be in the Genesis X. Yeah, no worries, Taha. Yeah, so obviously being Ant's teammate, you know, he's in the Hyundai Genesis, so it'll be the Genesis X, I've just dropped them a message in the Discord to let them know that you're on the way now then. Hopefully get in the mix with some of the big boys, see if you can affect the team championship, because in the team championship's really exciting at the moment. We've got Pinky and Pinky currently leading the way, so that's Austin Governor with 508 points. But Sheep Kings, that's King Ears and Little Nicky, on 507 points. So penultimate round of the season, and we've got 1 point separating the top two. And then Matt Jam and Wabbit for Kiss Our Asphalts are 473. So they're not a million miles off that top two either. So if they can keep the consistency up that they've shown all season and pick up the podiums and have those top teams make mistakes, then they stand a good chance still of going into that final round well and truly in the championship race. So a lot of excitement to come now then in this one. And then in the drivers' standings, we've currently got King Ears leading the way with 284 points. But Governor in second with 265. And then Matt Jam third with 252. Closely followed by Rockzilla with 245. And then Os with 243. And then even below that, we've got Nicky 6, 223. Wabbit 221. And then Vines in 8th with 220 as well. So even the top 8 there in the individual are very close together as well. Hey Nicky, good luck tonight, mate. Hey Ray. Said it's getting very exciting, this championship being so close, especially in the team standings. And hopefully we get a round similar to the last few, and we'll be going into the final round of the season with a very close standing as well. She's got to keep an eye on you, Henry. You know, we don't want you getting up to any trouble road blocking anybody. So Austin Governor definitely practicing for the race. Everybody else look like they're doing qualifying practice, but Austin Governor trying to make sure they don't make mistakes. Because obviously we have seen the top two teams in this one make a few mistakes. Yeah, have fun, Taha. Hopefully it goes well for you, mate. So we should be getting ready to get underway now. Looks like everybody has got in, so qualifying should be getting underway very, very shortly. I'm sure King Ears will be putting the message up anytime soon. Can't believe they're giving Rock time for practice. Turning up late and he gets time to practice. But here we go, King Ears just put the message out there. So qualifying should be getting underway very soon. So qualifying is only 5 minutes, so only 1 or 2 laps for these guys. So they've got to make sure they don't make any mistakes early on. then obviously, as Kingy's saying there, letting everyone know to put the softs on for quali, but it will be hard for the race. So the first race will be a 20-minute race on hards set by the qualifying that's about to happen here. There's Os for the team that's currently leading the championship standings by a point. So the three teams we want to be looking out for tonight are Pinky and Pinky, which is Austin Governor, Sheep Kings, which is Ears and Little Nicky, and then Kiss Our Asphalts, which is Matt Jam and Wabbit. So those are the current top three teams in the championship coming into this penultimate round. So we'll see which one of those can appear to get the upper hand ready for the final round next week. And it looks like King Gears is going to lead the way as usual, getting that advantage of being lobby host and being able to hop out straight away first on track. As I said, it's only a 5-minute quali, so it's very important to get your laps in. If you make a mistake on your first lap, it's going to be very hard to get round and get another lap in. So you need to be very clean in this qualifying. It is a fairly long lap here, but it is quite a fast track. As we see, someone looks like they've spun coming onto the bridge there in the background, which is easy to do. One we'll have to watch out for during the racing. Excuse me. Just go on board with Kingy now then, and he can obviously show us how a lap of St. Croix B is done. Show us what he's capable of. So just coming around the final corner now then to start the lap. Go now then. Need to get right across this curb on the first corner, but without getting a track limits. It looks like Kingy does that well there. Now coming around this fast right, ready for the braking zone for the sharp left now. Looks like possibly a slightly early turning, but got a good exit out the corner there. Now going to run to the outside of the track so you can carry as much speed down through this S to what's a very awkward braking zone to come over the bridge. So nice and smooth onto the bridge, not getting off that bump. See, Kingy does get off that bump but manages to hold it. So Kingy definitely going to have lost time there. That's what you've got to be careful of in the race. Very easy to hit, get over the crest there and have the car get light on you, but Kingy aware of that and manages to hold it there. Hey Steve, nice to see you, mate. Keeping it nice and close, keeping it up in 4th gear there. And now a long run with a slight kink in the straight here, but he should be flat out all the way to the hairpin now then. Corner opens out on exit, but very easy to get on the power too soon and run it wide. But Kingy does it very nicely there. does look like people are going to be able to get the second lap in. And there's another place you got to be careful. The car can get loose and it's easy to lose it and go into that wall on the outside. Looks like Kingy a bit slow at that final corner there, so not the cleanest lap by Kingy's standards, I don't think there. But we'll see whether it's enough to take provisional pole after everyone crosses the line for the first laps. No, Governor slipstreaming his teammate. Ost goes 3/10 ahead, and Ost only just behind with Matt Jam then in fourth. Wabbit not having the best lap there by the looks of it. Maybe made a mistake. We've got Bad Dog fifth, Rock sixth, Vine seventh, Wabbit in eighth and ninth, Taha 10th, Moomin 12th now. So who was that went up? It was Matt Jam, I believe. Oh no, it was Little Nicky, sorry. So it was Little Nicky we must have seen at the spin on the outlap at the back. But Little Nicky has done enough to put himself onto pole position. So we've got Sheep Kings, Pinky and Pinky, Sheep Kings and Pinky and Pinky. So the top four is currently held by all of the drivers from the top two teams here. As Ost has made errors, so Ost isn't going to be improving on his final lap. King Gears will definitely want an improvement because he made a few mistakes on his. Nicky has gone into the pit, so Nicky's provisional pole at the moment, but King Gears is on a very good lap here, so it doesn't look like Nicky's going to keep hold of that provisional pole position. But what can Governor do as Ostig get out his way and let him by? So letting a faster teammate go by the looks of it there to see if he can do anything about that pole position. King is nearly half a second up on that fastest lap, but Governor must have made a mistake because Governor's come into the pits. So could we be having a 1-2 for Sheep Kings to start us off here? As it looks like King he's going to come round and take pole position. And he does exactly that. So King is up onto pole. Let's see if anyone else can improve behind. We knew Ost wasn't anyway, and Matt Jam does. Matt Jam goes up into P2. Fantastic lap by Matt Jam there. What's everyone else got? What can Bad Dog do? Can he improve and move up at all? No, he's finished his lap. Wabbit's finished. Rockzilla still on a lap coming around the final corner. So what can Rockzilla do now then? No, Rockzilla well down on time. So Rockzilla must have made an error on that lap. So I think that's everyone finished now then. Only Ostu obviously was already out from that lap anyway. So King is going to take pole, but Matt Jam putting it up on. So in the top five, we've got all three of the top three teams represented in the top five. And it would be the top six if it wasn't for Bad Dog. So Bad Dog separating the top three teams from all taking up those top six positions. So good showing there from Bad Dog to put that up on sixth place. So upper hand to Sheep Kings at the moment, as qualifying has both Sheep Kings drivers ahead of the of both Pinky and Pinky drivers. Yeah, it was very good lap from Bad Dog there, separating those top three teams there. So we'll just quickly run through it for everyone. So we've got Kingy is taking pole, from Matt Jam in second, Little Nicky in third, Governor fourth, Ost fifth, Bad Dog up in sixth, Wabbit seventh, Rockzilla in eighth, Vines in ninth, Ant Smasher 10th, Taha 11th, and Moomin in 12th. So a couple of great laps there. Bit of trading back and forward of provisional pole position as well in that one. So hopefully the actual racing can be just as exciting. So this first race will be hard tyres for everybody. So it looks like he is ready to get this race underway now then. Hopefully on the hard tyres, everybody's able to get a nice clean start and a clean getaway. We have seen the Hyundai in different races has the advantage off the line compared to the Genesis X, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see whether that's good for King Gears and Matt Jam at the front, and whether Austin Bad Dog can maybe take advantage from that. Hey, Phil. So we're just about to get underway now then. We've got the 5 red lights and away we go. So it looks like everyone gets a decent start. No, is that Ant, I believe, just gone into the wall? Not quite sure what happened to Ant there. Maybe had his wheel already turned without noticing when starting or something. As someone goes wide at the back there as well. And Governor is off, and so's Matt Jam. And Nicky's pulling back. So did Nicky make contact with those guys maybe? So that gets Ost up into second place now. And Rockzilla with a fantastic start, getting all the way up into third place. But was the contact with Wabbit there as Rockzilla goes, and Rockzilla's still going the wrong way here. But Wabbit definitely had contact afterwards. Maybe Rockzilla just spun in front of him and he had nowhere to go. So a bit of a carnage start there, but that's good news for Kingy, as has already got him nearly 2-second lead, and we're not even halfway through the first lap yet. So that was a crazy start to this one. So we got Austin second and Bad Dog up into third now, trying to chase him down. And Matt Jam, after the poor start, already back up into fourth place, and Governor already trying to get back up into fifth place alongside Taha now, but Taha's got the inside here. So going to hold Governor off for now, but I imagine Governor with a much better exit. Going to say he'll probably get by on the straight, but looks like going to already have that move done. No problems at all, but might come back under pressure from the slipstream though now. Maybe got the overtake done too early, but we'll see. Taha might just sit behind, knowing that Governor's a fast driver. Looks like that's what's going to happen. Hey Nick, nice to see you, mate. Yeah, that was chaos off the start, Ray. So Taha fighting back with Governor here by the looks of it, but gets a little bit sideways. And Ant, who had the poor getaway off the line, up into 7th as well. And Nicky back up into 8th after that secondary incident as well now then. After, I believe, being the cause of the first incident and doing the correct thing and letting everybody by so that those guys could rejoin the track. Wabbit, after his unfortunate incident with Rockzilla, where not quite sure what happened, has obviously got to work his way back through now then. And Rockzilla's got all the hard work to do right from the very back after getting up into third by the third corner off this one as well. So back up with King Gears now, 2.5 seconds, so he is pulling away still. So what can Ost do to try and close him down? And what can Bad Dog do about closing Ost down and maybe keeping on that podium? Because he's got Matt Jam and Governor really chasing him down here. And it's these guys that are in the championship fight. So these guys are going to want to take home vital points. So if Bad Dog can interrupt their fight, that'll be a fantastic show-in tonight. Yeah, he definitely meant both there, Phil. Oh, so Josh spun on his own. So Josh has confirmed there that he did spin on his own. So that was very unfortunate for Wabbit then, because Wabbit had got himself up into a good 4th position there. And then all of a sudden had Rockzilla right across the face of him, facing the wrong direction. So very unfortunate there. So moving down, Governor looking for the move on Matt Jam now, and he's going to get that move done by the looks of it. So Governor really looking to push forward to help out Pinky and Pinky. So Nicky's going to have to get a move on now and get up there with his teammate to try and even the points out, as these two teams separated by 1 point in the team championship at the moment. But Taha doing well still to hold it up in 6th place after avoiding all the carnage at the start. But then now we've got Bad Dog, got Governor all over the back of him now, and Matt Jam sticking with Governor, using that slipstream to pull him up to Bad Dog now. And we saw Governor looked fast in qualifying, made a mistake, so maybe didn't put in the best lap he was capable of, but definitely looked like he had some pace in qualifying. So could we see Governor being the one that chases after King Gears? But King Gears already 3.5 seconds ahead of Ost. But Bad Dog going to come under some serious pressure now if he wants to keep hold of that podium position, with Governor and Matt Jam really chasing him down. So we'll see how Bad Dog manages to do in this situation, holding him off as it is at the moment. And then moving down the order, Nicky started to catch Taha now then. So Nicky could be putting Taha under pressure, getting back into that top 6. Ant Smasher starting to come under pressure from Wabbit as well now then. So we'll see what Wabbit can do about moving back and trying to get back up into that top 6 as well. Because Kissar Asphalts have been very, very consistent. So 5th and 6th place have been theirs fairly regular. So that's where Wabbit will want to get back up to 6th, 7th, that sort of position. But is he going to go for the move now then? It looked like Ant got a really poor exit, and he did. So Wabbit's going to be all over the back of him now then. So let's see. Yeah, Wabbit takes that inside line for the kink. And they are going to go around the kink side by side, flat out. But Wabbit's got the inside now. So that's going to be moved on for Wabbit without a mistake here. Yeah, and an easy pass on the straights using the power of that Genesis X from Wabbit there. But Ant's looking to fight back round the outside now then, and just gets on the inside of Wabbit for that corner, but he's not going to be able to hold it there, and Wabbit holds that position. So Ant not giving this position up yet. So Wabbit needs to get his foot down and get away from Ant behind, and hope that Vines can maybe put Ant under pressure so that he can look at chasing back after Taha up ahead now then, who has been passed by Nicky now. So Nicky going to look to do the same, going to want to drop Taha and try and get up towards Matt Jam, Governor and Bad Dog to get back in that race for the podium now. So is that Governor going for the move on Bad Dog's not really going to be a place that you're going to be able to get anything done there. So Bad Dog's still doing a good job here of holding off Governor. But Governor is all over the back of him now, so it wouldn't surprise me if Governor gets past at some point soon. But Bad Dog is lapping at a good pace here. So Bad Dog definitely able to keep these guys at bay, but we've seen the good runs Governor has had and how much pace he had in qualifying, so wouldn't shock me if Governor looks for a good exit here onto the main straight and uses that slipstream to get by Bad Dog. But he is pulling Matt Jam along, as he does get a better exit than Bad Dog, so he's going to have a huge run now. So let's see what Bad Dog chooses to do. Is he going to defend it early? No. No, he's going to allow Governor to get that inside line. So an easy pass there in the end for Governor. So Bad Dog not fighting that too hard. Maybe thinking of the long run of staying in this race for now. And maybe that was a good idea as we see Governor crash off there. So good idea from Bad Dog there maybe. As Governor really making mistakes here, which is not helping him out. But managed to get recovered fairly quickly. So be able to chase after these two again to get a podium. But needs to just settle back down into the rhythm now then. But Nicky now is going to come all over the back of Governor. So we could have another interesting race between Pinky and Sheep Kings here for 5th place. As Bad Dog now coming under pressure from Matt Jam instead now then. But these guys in the same machinery, so maybe not as much of an advantage down the straight as what Governor had. So the pass might not be as easy for Matt Jam to make. So Os now is 4 seconds off King Gears. So it looks like King Gears, without a mistake, is going to have run away with the win in this one. But Os will definitely be giving it a chance to charge him down, as we've got 10.5 minutes left to go. So just coming to the halfway point of this race. And Bad Dog is coming under pressure from Matt Jam now then. So let's see if Matt Jam plays the same tactic that Governor did, of just following through this bit and trying to get the run out the long right-hander. Oh, a bit wide there, just a scrub of the wall from Matt Jam. So that's going to drop him away from Bad Dog a little bit, so that might make the run harder. But let's see if he can get a good exit here. Which Bad Dog gets a good exit that time, so Matt Jam's probably going to be way too far back to go for anything here, so we'll move back down as Governor is looking to close back up to these two ahead. But Nicky is getting all over the back, not far from getting fully in the slipstream range of Governor now either. And then Taha obviously dropping back now, but got a nice gap behind. So if they can keep it clean, should have a nice 7th place there. And Wabbit's dropped back from Ant now. So Wabbit, after getting by Ant, has dropped back again. And Vines there, well held by Vines there. He did really well to catch that and keep going. I thought we were going to see another Vines disaster in this series. And Rockzilla up to 11th now then, but struggling to recover from that early incident. So it does look like Wabbit and Rockzilla, the two most affected by the early incident. They're the two that have been unable to work their way back through this field. So Kingy is going purple through that first sector, so still pulling away from Ost here, but Ost is still gradually pulling away from Bad Dog as well, but not by much. And Bad Dog picking up the pace now then. So Matt Jam has dropped off of Bad Dog now, so Bad Dog doing a fantastic job here at the moment. So 8 more minutes for Bad Dog to hold on, and he'll be getting a fantastic podium here. So Governor now closed right up onto Matt Jam, so going to be looking to get a good exit out of this long right-hander to get the run. And Nicky going to look to try and follow him maybe, as Matt Jam's still not got onto the back of Bad Dog here and doesn't get the greatest of exits. So Governor does get the run now, so let's see if it's enough for Governor to look for a move. And let's see what Matt Jam chooses to do, whether he'll be more aggressive with the defence. But it doesn't look like Governor's quite going to be close enough come the braking zone. No, he's not. So he's not able to go for the move yet. But this is good news for Bad Dog. If these two can start fighting, that takes the pressure off of him a little bit. As I thought I heard tyre squeals, I was hoping that wasn't Nicky going in the background there, and luckily it wasn't. Must have just been around that double fast left-hander there, as Nicky does scrape the wall there, so he drops back a little bit. But if these two fight, he should be able to get back onto these very quickly, as Governor hits the wall and Nicky hits the wall. So both clipping the wall on the exit of that final corner there. So let's see now then, can Governor do anything about getting by Matt Jam here? The moment it doesn't look like it, and Bad Dog's managed to get that second gap now. And he's now closing up to us slowly actually. So is there a possible race on still for second place? If Os keeps it clean, he should be alright, but he can't take his foot off the pedal, or these guys behind will be right on him, as Governor is going to go for it down this run through the S's downhill now then. But Matt Jam's still got the inside, but Governor's going to have the inside for the main corner. And can Nicky take advantage there? No, not quite. Opportunistic driving there from Nicky, but wasn't quite able to take advantage. Had to back out of that one, but now right on the back of these guys. And looks like he's going to go for the move at the other side of the bridge. No, tucks back in behind Matt Jam. Not going to risk it now. Going to look to get the exit out of this long right-hander, I imagine. So let's see now then, and can Governor go and put Bad Dog under pressure, but a nice 2-second gap Bad Dog's got now then. So this battling was good news for Bad Dog, allowed him to just pull away a little bit. And is Nicky gonna, it looks like more likely that Nicky might go for the move on Matt Jam than Matt Jam on Governor. And Matt Jam doesn't defend the inside line, chooses to keep that outside line. Looks for the cutback on Nicky and gets it, but it's going to be on the outside now. But does manage to hold it round the outside. Superb driving from Matt Jam there. Didn't defend the corner, let Nicky have the position and cut back and got that position straight back. So superb driving from Matt Jam there, but this plays into Governor's hands as it allows Governor the clean air to just run away as these two battle it out for 5th place with just under 5 minutes left to go. So it could two laps, possibly 3 laps left in this one. As Nicky's going to look for the move again, he's going to get on the inside of Matt Jam. What's Matt Jam choose to do this time? Looks like a similar approach, doesn't want to hold it round the outside, looked more for the cutback, but there's not really a cutback line into that first corner. So Nicky has now made that move stick. So let's see what Matt Jam can do to try and get that position back off Nicky. And Nicky up into 5th place, which is good for Sheep King. Oh, and Matt Jam with a big mistake there, but recovered it. So that could be the fight with Nicky gone for Matt Jam there. So Nicky now might be able to chase after Governor, who's all over the back of Bad Dog now. So if these two fight, that could play into Nicky's hands getting involved in this podium race again. So Bad Dog coming under immense pressure now then. Let's see, Bad Dog needs a good exit out of this right-hander to try and keep Governor at bay. But Governor looks like he's going to be too close and he's just going to cruise past on the straight, I imagine, here. As Governor is going purple, so Governor's flying on this lap. No wonder Bad Dog's coming under huge pressure. So let's see what Bad Dog does this time. He defends this time, but Governor takes advantage. He does just about leave a car width on the inside, and Governor takes him up on that. But there's a little bit of contact between the two as Bad Dog managed to hold it on the outside there, and a slight bit of contact as Governor had to give the space, and it looks like Bad Dog's got that position back, and he has absolutely fantastic driving from Bad Dog there. And is Nicky going to take advantage now then? So let's see, can Nicky take advantage on Governor now, as Governor and Nicky end up side by side into the final corner, and Nicky looks to cut back on Governor and looks like he might have made that work. So Nicky going to have the advantage coming into turn 1 now. So Bad Dog now maybe going to get let off the hook with these two fighting behind, and Matt Jam's getting back involved in this as well now. So Nicky has now got by Governor. So fantastic driving from everybody there, and Bad Dog really is not going to give up this podium without a battle, and he deserves the podium at the moment the way he's driving, but you don't always get what you deserve in this, as Governor's looking to hit straight back on Nicky and does get back up the inside of him, but Nicky's going to have the inside on the run down the hill down the S section. So upper hand to Nicky at this moment. But Governor does hold it round the outside, a bit braver, but Nicky's going to get the inside onto the bridge now then. But they're still side by side here. And Governor's got the inside now coming across the bridge, and Matt Jam's looking to get involved in this one. The whole lap so far, these two have been side by side, and will Matt Jam take advantage of Governor passing Nicky to get by as well? And Governor's going to get that move done. Is he just about? And Matt Jam has to settle in behind. But Matt Jam's going to get the inside on Nicky maybe now. Yes, he is by the looks of it. So can Nicky get a good exit out the corner though on that wider line? to try and answer back to Governor there. And 1.5 seconds, Bad Dog's managed to pull out again while these guys behind squabble. All three of these guys want that podium position off Bad Dog, but they're all affecting each other's race by battling so hard as well. So some absolutely fantastic racing going on here for this final podium spot. As Nicky makes a slight mistake and drops back, he's going to have to put the pedal down to get back on these two for this final lap of the race that's coming up. Yes, definitely getting spicy here. Definitely some great racing going on. So has Bad Dog now got enough of a gap to hold this final lap? As we see Kingy is just coming on to his final lap of the race, followed by Ost, who's got a nice gap now then, so first and second should be settled. Has Bad Dog got enough of a gap? 1.4 seconds starting this final lap, but we've seen the pace that Governor's shown at points in this. I imagine come the end of this lap, he'll be wanting to be right on the back of Bad Dog again, but makes a slight mistake at turn one, which isn't going to help him, as Nicky now all over the back of Matt Jam again. So is Nicky going to get that move done? It looks like he is, as we are confirmed final lap there. Can Matt Jam answer back? He does get the inside as Nicky runs wide, but they're going to be coming down the S's, and Nicky's going to have the inside again. But we did see that Governor was braver than Nicky down here on the last lap. Can Matt Jam replicate what Governor did? No, it looks like Nicky was a bit braver that time, and Matt Jam was the one that wasn't as brave. But Matt Jam with the better run out the corner, but too good. He gets trapped on the back of Nicky with nowhere to go there. So Matt Jam got too good of a run there that he didn't have a chance. So Nicky's going to be able to defend the inside here. So Matt Jam's only hope is going to be for a good run out the right-hander, as huge lag hit there, unfortunately. So that's not what we like to see, because that was clearly lag related, because Nicky wasn't anywhere near where Matt Jam was on the track by the looks of the way that hit happened. So that's a shame as the way to end that battle for fifth place there, because that was giving us some exciting racing, as Kingy just come into the final sector now then, with Os not too far behind. Governor has closed up to within 8/10 of Bad Dog, but there's only one sector left to go. So it's not going to be enough. Bad Dog just needs to keep it clean around these final few corners, and he should be on for the fantastic podium here. So Kingy is now going to come home to take the win here. So here we go now then. Kingy is crossing the line to take the win, followed by Austin second. And then Bad Dog is going to hold on for that third place. Fantastic drive from Bad Dog in this first race. And then Governor bringing home fourth place, and Little Nicky in fifth, with Matt Jam sixth. Taha with a great result in seventh there after starting near the back. Wabbit going to recover to eighth, but not the best recovery. Vine's going to bring us home in ninth. Ant Smasher 10th. Moomin 11th. And Rockzilla, I mean, one to forget for Rockzilla on the hard tyres there. By turn 3, got himself up into third place and then spun it out and has been at the back ever since. So, one to forget for Rockzilla, but his teammate putting it up on the podium there. So, absolutely fantastic racing. Yeah, I think there's probably more parts than that, Henry. It was a shame about that, because you could tell from our watching there that was clearly lag-related, that contact at the end, but because it had been a fantastic final few corners between Nicky and Matt, I would have imagined, with what they'd shown up to that point. So, obviously, the results here, we've got Kingy as taking home the win, and obviously, fastest lap of the race there. Ost bringing it home in second. Bad Dog third. Governor fourth. Little Nicky fifth. Matt Jam sixth. Taha seventh. Wabbit eighth. Vines in ninth. Ant Smasher 10th. Moomin in 11th. And 12th is Rockzilla. So some fantastic racing there. So as we've seen generally, as we get onto the softer tyres, the racing tends to get more exciting. So if that's anything to go by, we should be in for a cracking 2 more races. So the next one will be 20-minute race again, but this time on the medium tyres, set by the results of that race. So Rockzilla are going to have it all to do coming from the back of the field now then. Wabbit going to want to recover as well. And then Ost going to look to maybe stick with King Ears this time and see if he can maybe snatch the win off him. And Governor obviously getting right up there will look to get involved in that as well. So Kingy just setting the room up so he can do the grid positions for everybody. And that's unfortunately kicked Governor out by the looks of it. So we'll have to wait for Governor to get back in. But looking at those results, I think Sheep Kings will have taken the lead of the championship just. As obviously Kingy taking the win and fastest lap there. And that'll obviously extend Kingy's lead at the top of the individual standings. But getting the top two teams getting both drivers in that top 5. So that shows what a fantastic job Bad Dog did in that one to obviously get in the mix with those with the top 2 teams having their 4 drivers in that top 5. So while we're on a quick break, while Kingy sorts out the positions for everyone, if you haven't already, it'd be great if you could just like the stream if you're enjoying this racing. As I said, and hopefully for the rest of the stream we can bring some even more exciting racing. Because as I said, generally we've noticed in this series, as we've got to the softer and softer tyres, the racing, if anything, has got more and more exciting. So hopefully that's still the trend that we see. Yeah, that's nice to see that, Steve. 11 likes and 8 people actually watching at the moment. Anybody who's not watching is definitely missing out this week by the looks of it. As King Ears clearly doesn't have the bottle by his rig today. Is that the case, Ray? So for those that aren't aware, said it a couple of times now, but the second race will just be from grid set by the result of that first race. And then on the medium tyres, so another 20-minute sprint race. And then the final race then will be on the soft tyres. But that'll be a reverse grid of the result of this race coming up. And we have seen with these cars, because they're evenly matched, sometimes even when you're the faster driver, once you get stuck at the back, it can be very hard to actually work your way through the field in these cars. So that always gives us a very exciting final race. As it looks like King Ears has now sorted the grid order out on the right there. So sure we'll be ready to get underway very soon. There we go, Kingy just checking that everybody's ready to go. Hey, Hansa, nice to see you, mate. Ah, yeah, is that what Andy's doing tonight? Yeah, he didn't do a particularly great job at building that rig, so God knows how he's doing with IKEA furniture. Yeah, we should be getting this second race underway very soon, Hansa. So if you've got time later, definitely worth going back and watching that first race, as we saw some great battling for the final podium position throughout most of the race, between 4 to 5 different drivers as well. So hopefully more of the same in this second one. So Kingy going to lead us away again. But Ost will look to try and get the jump on him, see if he can get ahead of him. So here go the red lights now then. So we're up to 5 red lights. And away we go. Looks like everyone got a clean start that time, no incidents. And Bad Dog holding third place off Governor at the moment, but Governor trying to go around the outside. As we see someone off in the background there, I think it was Vines, but everybody recovers okay. As we've got a bit of a 4 wide moment at the back here, as Matt Jam and Wabbit getting caught up in all this traffic at the back. And Rockzilla has managed to get up into 9th off the start, maybe 8th now as he's looking for the move on Matt Jam. So just the start that Rockzilla would have wanted from the back of the grid after that poor first race, but not the start Matt Jam would have wanted from 6th place, dropping all the way back to 9th. As we see issues at the back, unfortunately, for moving, but holds it together, so can get going again. And Wabbit now up into 7th, Taha up into 6th, and Nicky coming under pressure from Taha now as well. And then we've got Governor and Oss, so we'll see if there's any team orders here. Governor's currently in 2nd place in the drivers' standings, and Pinky and Pinky are racing against Sheep Kings for the team championship as well. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Ost let Governor go if he gets the chance, as Governor has shown maybe a bit more pace at this combination. Yeah, no worries, Hansa. See you later, mate. So we'll see whether Governor can get a nice run and Oss possibly let him by. But Oss currently sticking with King Gears at the moment in the slipstream. So while that's going on, they won't want to lose time passing each other if they're sticking with King Gears anyway. And Governor has dropped back a little bit now. And Nicky has pulled up towards Bad Dog now. So we'll see if Nicky has better luck this time round getting by Bad Dog. As Matt Jam putting pressure all on Taha now, as Wabbit's worked his way back up to 8th. And Rockzilla's dropped back down, so it's gone wrong for Rockzilla again in this one. As Ant's going to look for the move on the inside line. Rockzilla's going to let him have that and try and cut back and get a better exit, which he does do, as Ant just touches the grass there. So Rockzilla's going to keep hold of that position now then. But Ant's going to look for the inside. Is he? No, he has to back out of that one. No doing there, so moving back up the field. We've got Matt Jam and Wabbit now. Maybe get in each other's way a little bit. But they need to work together and get after Taha, and hopefully both pass Taha together to chase down those front guys. As we see Nicky all over the back of Bad Dog now then. Going to look for the move on the inside maybe. But no, gonna maybe just trying to spook Bad Dog. But from what we saw in the first race, Bad Dog's not going to get spooked. He come under immense pressure in that first race and never faltered once. So that tactic maybe not going to work from Nicky in this one. Yeah, see you later, Henry. Have a good run, mate. So we'll see now. Ost has dropped off of King Gears now, which is not what Pinky and Pinky would have wanted. But Nicky is back down in 5th. As I say, that looks like he's maybe going to get the move done on Bad Dog this time around, but no, Bad Dog holds that position. So we'll see whether Governor can get up onto the back of Ost and what these guys choose to do if that's the case. But at the moment, it looks like Governor's got the pace, but maybe only over 1 lap, whereas Ost has maybe got better consistent pace than what Governor has. So it could be a tricky situation for these two, but they have closed back up to King Gears. Maybe King Gears made a mistake through that section, as Governor sets the purple lap so far with that slipstream from his teammate. So these two are still well in this fight for the win in this race. King Gears not quite pulling away like he did in the first one, but Nicky has now got past Bad Dog, but has picked up a 1 second penalty, presuming that's cutting the inside of the corner at turn 1. So that's really bad news for Nicky there, because that's going to put him right under pressure from Matt Jam and Taha and Wabbit there. So Bad Dog down in 5th, but obviously if he can stick with Nicky, Nicky has that penalty to serve. I'm not 100% where the penalty zone is, but I'm presuming it's going to be on that back straight, which if that's the case, it's going to be a lot of time lost serving a 1 second penalty. So Governor now all over the back of us. So if Governor gets a good run out of this right-hander, it wouldn't surprise me to see Ost just let him have the inside and let him go, and see if Governor can chase after King Gears, as Ost is not quite but big mistake from Governor there. Not what Pinky and Pinky would have wanted for their chances of getting after King Gears in this one. So Governor got all the work to do again, which is exactly what I said. Got a bit more pace than Ost, but Ost has got that better consistency around this track by the looks of it. So no, the penalty zone hasn't come up yet, so it must be on the front straight, which if that's the case, it's not the worst penalty zone in the world then. But Bad Dog sticking close, and Matt Jam catching up now as well. So Nicky could come under huge pressure from serving that penalty. So let's see where that penalty line is, as it's so it's just before the final corner. So it's not too bad at all. It's probably one of the better penalty zones, but he does lose 2 positions there to Bad Dog and Matt Jam. And now he's got Taha and Wabbit very close behind as well. So could be coming under more pressure very soon. So Nicky with all the work to do again. But so has Governor. He's got all the work to do again to chase after Ost and King Gears. And Ost is doing everything he can in this one to stick with King Gears. There's not a huge difference between them in lap time. It just looks like the lap time is maybe at different parts of the track. But I still think there's definitely a battle on for first place in this one. But these 3 are starting to pull away from everybody else. So it should be those 3 for the podium, as Bad Dog looking to defend for 4th place this time, as Matt Jam gets very, very close to the back of him. But a slide coming on to the bridge for Bad Dog. That's going to give Matt Jam the inside line on the other side of the bridge. So, excuse me there. So Bad Dog has to concede that position. And what's happened to Nicky now then? Nicky's disappeared. Nicky's all the way at the back. So something must have happened to Nicky there that we've not seen yet. 10 seconds down. So Nicky had an incident there that we've missed. So unfortunate for Nicky, giving himself all the work to do. As Taha's got a penalty, so Wabbit should be able to get the move done on Taha now and chase after Bad Dog and his teammate Matt Jam. As Matt Jam has obviously got by Bad Dog now. So can Bad Dog repay the favour and get the move back? As Matt Jam struggled to get by Bad Dog last time, but's made better work of it this time round. So we've got 11.5 minutes left to go in this one. As Taha's just coming around to serve the penalty, so Wabbit's and hits the wall, so not great from Taha there, but manages to hold on to it, which is the main thing. As Rockzilla's closing up now, looking for a better result after a poor first race. So Governor closing back up to his teammate now. He's not quite managing to stick with Kingaze. Like I said, Kingaze just got that bit better pace than Ost. Looks like Governor has maybe got the... yeah, because Governor's just done the fastest lap of the race with no slipstream on that lap. So I said for 1 lap pace, Governor's got the pace to chase after Kingaze. It's just whether he's got the consistency to put those laps in one after the other. It looks like Ost has currently got the better consistency. But they have got a 5-second gap down to Matt Jam now then. So a lot of work for Matt Jam to do, or a big mistake needed for them podium positions to change. But the good news for Pinky and Pinky was that Nicky ended up at the back of the field from an incident. So that's going to give them a good points haul on Sheep Kings. But obviously, Kingy is in his fight with Governor for the individual championship. He's having a huge advantage in these races so far. But Bad Dog just managing to stick with Matt Jam, but Matt Jam looking like maybe starting to pull away now. But there is a nice gap for Bad Dog to behind. More chance of Taha coming under pressure from Rockzilla before Bad Dog comes under any sort of pressure from behind. So Bad Dog can get back to just putting the laps in again like he did in that first race to get that podium. And Wabbit looking to get onto the back of Rockzilla as well now. Oh, so actually, yeah, Wabbit's dropped back because we saw Wabbit was had got ahead of Taha when Taha served the penalty. So there's been an issue for Wabbit and an issue for Rockzilla, as we see he's got damage on the rear there. So there's a few issues that we've missed out on this one. So Vine's up into 9th and Ant Smasher coming under huge pressure from Nicky, trying to work his way back through the field now. He's going to have the inside at turn 1, so should be able to get this move done, but actually gets it done before turn 1. So Nicky up into 10th place now, going to look to chase after Vines, but Ant Smasher gets the cut back, so Nicky's going to lose that position back, but will have the inside into this left-hander. So yeah, has got the inside on Ant, but has to leave that space on the exit. So they're going to be side by side coming down the S's now to come down onto the bridge. We'll see who's the braver of the two. It looks like Ant's the braver. Nicky just backs out of that one there. Probably a sensible move. Doesn't want to get involved in another incident, trying to work his way through. And look at that, works on the exit and gets a fantastic exit there. And that's going to be job done now for Nicky. But it's going to need a good exit out the right-hander coming up to get a good run down the back straight here. So moving forward, Wabbit now trying to get up onto the back of Rockzilla, who's trying to get onto the back of Taha, who's trying to get onto the back of Bad Dog, who unfortunately has lost Matt Jam. But Governor has caught up to his teammate Ost here, and that gap to Kingy is now coming up to 2.5 seconds. So it looks like Ost unfortunately doesn't have an answer for Kingy at the moment. Even though it's showing Ost of having done a faster lap on that previous lap, but Kingy must be on a much better lap on this lap. Yeah, hopefully Bad Dog can get another good finish. Taking a 5th place would be a great result. Yeah, so Ost maybe made a big mistake on that lap, as he's about a second off his usual pace, whereas Kingy is nearly... Yeah, Kingy is matching fastest lap of the race from earlier on, identically to Governor, still with the fastest lap because of doing that lap first. But Kingy is matching it exactly, which you don't see very often at all. So I wonder whether, if Governor can keep it clean now, whether Ost will consider letting Governor by to allow Governor the chance to chase after his championship rival in King Gears. we'll all see what teammate role Osty's willing to play in this one. But Matt Jam now got himself a comfortable bit of space, and so has Bad Dog really, but he's got his teammate Rockzilla past Taha now then. So Rockzilla really got some making up to do after that first race. So he'll be on a mission to get after his teammate now. And Taha will look to follow along, and Wabbit will want to get involved as well if he can. And then everybody else is a little bit spread out here. So Governor got a good run on Os, but he's not going to be close enough to go for the move. So Os still going to hold that position, but is he now slowing his teammate down? But his teammate's not really quite getting enough onto the back of him to maybe persuade Os just to let him by, because Os obviously isn't going to want to lose time letting him by. But this is really allowing King Ears to pull a gap again now, which is not the worst news for these two as a team because of Nicky being down at the back of the field after his incident. But for the individual championship for Governor, it's not very good news. So moving down now then, Matt Jam still pulling away but not gaining on the two ahead. Bad Dog keeping that gap steady to Rockzilla, but Rockzilla has pulled away from Taha, and Wabbit just struggling to get up onto the back. Maybe that's Wabbit's issue in this one at this track. When he's got close to cars, he's just struggled to get right up onto the back of him so that he can attempt a move. And Vine's now coming under pressure from Nicky. So Nicky now still trying to work his way through, still only up to 10th. So not what Nicky would have wanted. But he's obviously very close to Vines now, so can recover to 9th. But that gap to Wabbit's probably going to be way too much of an ask. So 9th could be the final place available for Nicky here in this one. But at least that'll give him a decent starting position in the reverse grid race. Gets a poor run onto the bridge, so it does drop back a little bit. So let's see what's going on. Os still ahead of Governor here, and Kingy's still pulling away. So these two are losing time, but they've got no real battle on behind, so there's no need for them to basically not push. But I would have thought that maybe they'd have tried to push after King Ears, but maybe they just don't think they've got the pace to actually get after him. And Matt Jam now settling down into a good rhythm by the looks of it, same as Bad Dog, because Bad Dog's holding that gap to Rockzilla. If anything, it's going up rather than coming down. So Bad Dog doing a great job so far to hold 5th place, which will be a fantastic result after getting a fantastic podium in the first race. It looks like we've got a bit spread out now, but Wabbit has finally got up onto the back of Taha, so we'll see whether Wabbit can actually go for the move now as Taha makes a mistake out the final corner. So Wabbit will get the run now, but let's see if Wabbit can actually go for anything here. No, gonna have to sit behind into turn 1 by the looks of it. But gets a very good run and nearly gets on the inside of Taha before corner exit, but has to lift off a little bit to make sure that Taha had the space on the outside. So just needs to keep close to Taha now then, and might have the chance at going for a move. As we've got coming up to 2 minutes left in this one, so this will be the penultimate lap now then. So Wabbit all over the back of Taha now. So Taha really going to have to defend, but if Wabbit can stay this close on the exit onto the back straight, then you'd fancy Wabbit having a chance to attempt the move coming into that hairpin corner. Bit of a slide on exit for Wabbit, not what they would have wanted. Need a good exit out of this right-hander now. But looks like maybe run a little bit wide, Jen. Don't get the exit they need. So that's great news for Taha. Wabbit will not be close enough to look for the move. So Ant now obviously dropping back. Ray wanted to look at tyres. Better than Moomin's. And oh, Nicky's dropped to the back again. So Nicky's had another incident. So about the same as Nicky's tyre wear as well. As Rockzilla drops down to 8th. So Rockzilla had an incident that allows Wabbit by. But it looked like someone else was off on the grass there. Or was that Rockzilla as we flicked onto him? So Rockzilla back down into 8th. That gets Taha back up into 6th place there. So Taha on for another fantastic result in this race as well here. And Wabbit, unless Rockzilla went off and Wabbit made contact, because Wabbit was all over the back of Taha. And now these guys are 3 seconds off onto this final lap. And Wabbit now off again. So this is going terrible for Rockzilla and Wabbit here after doing so well. And that's going to allow Vines up into 8th place and not what Wabbit would have wanted. Team consistency not being as consistent this time around. But Matt Jam is up in 4th place for them. And Kingy looks like he's going to take the win comfortably again in this one. But it does look like Ost will hold off his teammate here. But there's still one last chance for Governor to go for the move on Ost here. So let's see what happens now then. Can Governor get the run? It looks like he got a poor exit out the corner. So it looks like Ost should be alright actually with this one. So Ost should have a 2nd place and Kingy should have the win as long as there's no mistakes at the end. So moving down, Matt Jam comfortable, but Bad Dog's actually been closing that gap slowly to Matt Jam up ahead after losing that position. So Bad Dog doing a really great race again. And then moving down the order, it looks like everyone's settled in position now as Nicky actually finished the lap earlier, so it all went wrong for Nicky, but going to have pole for that final reverse grid race now then. So there is some consolation for Nicky there as Kingy going to take home the win. Ost going to bring home 2nd place again. So 1st and 2nd same as the last race, but Governor getting up onto the podium this time. And Matt Jam 4th place, which I believe is what he got in the last race if I'm not mistaken. No, it was Governor 4th, won it Matt Jam 5th, so Matt Jam moving up a position. Bad Dog with a 5th place again, great result. And Taha with a great 6th place there. Rockzilla recovering to 7th. Vines just plodding away and getting up into 8th. Wabbit not being as consistent as usual there. Down in 9th. Moomin going to bring it home in 10th. And Ant Smash at 11th. With Nicky rounding us off in 12th. After a bit of a nightmarish race for Nicky there. After having such a good first race with some great battling. So I'll just, oh, wrong button. We'll just run through them results again there. So Kingy is taking the win, but fastest lap goes to Governor as he set that lap first. So fastest lap will be Governor's, not Kingy's. Incredible that they both match the exact identical lap time. So Ost taking 2nd and Governor rounding off the podium in 3rd. Matt Jam taking home a 4th and Bad Dog 5th. 6th place is Taha, 7th Rockzilla, 8th is Vines. Then we've got Wabbit in 9th, Moomin 10th, 11th is Ant Smasher and 12th is Little Nicky. So Nicky gonna have the upper hand going into the final race because Nicky's rivals, King Ears, Ost, Governor, Matt Jam, all going to be starting at the back of the grid, whereas Nicky will have the pole position in this one. As obviously Kingy just changing the room so he can set the grid manually. So for those of you unaware, this final race is reverse grid of that result we just had. It's another 20-minute sprint race, but this time we are on the soft tyres. And after that race, after race 1, I think Sheep Kings would have took the lead in the championship over Pinky and Pinky. But after that race, I imagine Pinky and Pinky have just took the lead back. So what a fantastic championship we're having here in the team stakes. But individually, Kingy has taken home 2 wins and the fastest lap as well. Obviously going to have pulled away from Governor and Matt Jam in 2nd and 3rd. So Kingy put himself well in the driving seat going into the final round next week, as the room changers kicked Governor and Vines this time. Oh, actually, the whole lobby's gone. So that's unfortunate there. So we'll have to wait for Kingy to set the new lobby up and jump back in. And for my PlayStation to unfreeze. So I'll just stick the intro back on because I might have to reset my PlayStation here. So just bear with me, guys. So it looks like we're just managing to get back into the lobby now. So sorry about that, guys. Obviously still teething issues with this game, unfortunately, a year into its life cycle. hopefully King Gears has got the lobby the grid order all set ready to go. So we'll be able to start this race very shortly. And hopefully everybody got back in properly. It looks like everybody is in properly, but it doesn't look like King Gears has been able to set the grid yet. So I'm presuming King Gears just will be setting the grid for everybody now then. Hopefully we don't have any more issues like that. Luckily it's been okay in the racing so far tonight, other than that one moment in the first race where we saw that bad bit of lag towards the end. But other than that, it's been fairly decent tonight compared to what it is sometimes. So hopefully we get more of that for this final race, especially now the lobby has been reset. So there we go. That's Kingy got the grid order done. So presuming he'll be asking now for if everyone's ready and we can get this final race underway on the soft tyres now then. So Nicky going to be leading us away on pole. So going to look to have a much better race this time round to make up for that poor second race. So we're in a huge Sheep King sandwich here with Nicky on pole and Kingy at the back. But we'll see how well Kingy as Ost and Governor Matt Jam come through from the back, and see how well Bad Dog can do as well after doing so well defending in these races so far. Can he now make the moves when he needs to and get back up to that front position? We saw Kingy as last week struggled in the reverse grid race, couldn't work his way through. We've seen Ost a couple of times struggle. Generally, the Genesis X is the better car for making overtakes, so Governor should have the easier time of those guys at the back working his way through. But obviously, how much of a gap can Nicky build before some of these guys at the back do manage to work their way through the field? And there's still Wabbit and Rockzilla that have probably got a little bit more to show. That'll be hoping from nearer the front of the grid to get good starts and be right up there with Nicky after the first lap. So we're just ready to get underway now then. It looks like Vine's actually starting in second. No, he has dropped it down to first now then. Maybe he just didn't notice as we got 5 red lights and they're out and away we go. Oh, and someone's... Well, we might have a restart going on here as everyone quit out pretty quick. I don't know what happened off that start. Is Wabbit gets stuck on the grid. Yeah, it looks like possibly Wabbit's had an issue and got stuck on the grid. And looks like someone else went into reverse as well. Wabbit has managed to get out now, so we'll forget about that start and just go again. That did not go according to plan, that start, but luckily we can just restart that before the race gets underway. Yeah, I was going to say, Wabbit didn't move off the grid at all, so Wabbit having equipment issues. And then Taha moving off the grid in reverse by mistake as well. So it all went wrong in that one, so a restart obviously the best option there. Yeah, Taha there saying reverse gear on the race starts is a top strap. I mean, it caused carnage. Luckily, in some respects, lucky Wabbit had an issue as well, so that we can just restart, and it's not going to cause too many issues because no one really got away there, so no real arguments to be caused from restarting this one. So hopefully Wabbit's wheel will allow him to get off the line this time, and hopefully Taha will have the car in first gear or at least a forward gear. So let's scrub that last take off. Let's go for take 2 now then at the start. Tahad is in first gear, so nothing to worry about. Hopefully Wabbit can get off the start this time as well, as the red lights start to light up. So we've got 5 red lights now then, and away we go. And that's more like it. Everybody gets away from the start, and a very good start from Wabbit actually there. So a great start from Wabbit, puts him in the middle there, so possibly could get up into second place come the first corner. And it looks like he does as Vine struggles on the inside, but holds it together there. So Wabbit up into second place, Nicky holding that first, and Moomin getting a penalty there for cutting that first corner. So a good move right off the start from Wabbit, and Rockzilla up into 7th. As we've got a bundle of cars at the back here now then. So let's see if anyone can get in moves done. It Governor moving his way up, looking to get up into 7th place now, but has to back out as Vines and Ant Smasher are side by side there. And Ost getting by Matt Jam, I believe it was there. As Ant Smasher has dropped back now, so maybe made an error coming onto the grid. But Ost has picked up a half a second penalty there, and Matt Jam does have the inside. So Ost, Matt Jam, Bad Dog E is still at the back, but it's only the start of the first lap. As Nicky looking to break that slipstream from Wabbit, but Wabbit going to try and hang on to Nicky there, as Rockzilla has got by up into 3rd now then. So we could have a three-way battle at the front. As I said, Wabbit and Rockzilla and Nicky all with something to prove in this final race here, as not having the best nights. So these 3 will all have something to prove, as Rockzilla's having to go defensive. But Moomin with a great move around the outside there. Got a penalty, but a fantastic move from Moomin around the outside there. But Rockzilla will get that position back when a penalty's served, as Governor now has got up into 6th place. So Governor, I said Governor might have the advantage of the cars coming through from the back. The only problem for Governor is we've seen him make a lot of mistakes tonight. They've not been catastrophic mistakes, but they have been mistakes. Hey, Nay, nice to see you, mate. So Governor with the advantage from those starting at the back, as he's going to look for the move on Vines into turn 1 by the looks of it. No, he's not quite close enough there. So Governor soon, yeah, gets a good exit out of turn 1. Does it? Oh, he must have got a bit of a slide. I thought he'd got onto the inside of Vines there, but not quite. But he's going to look for it onto the inside of the left-hander now, and he does, and he... Oh, no. He gets a slight tap from behind as he goes a bit sideways, and he might lose a position now rather than gain one. But Vines slow off the exit as well there, so it's a bit crowded coming down the hill through the S's now, and Governor does end up losing a position. So not what Governor would have wanted there. But that's what we said. He's made a few of those little sorts of errors, but he does get back up into 6th very quickly. And Moomin's not far ahead, so 4th place is very close for Governor. And then he'll have clear track to chase after these front 3 now then. As Wabbit is keeping with Nicky here. And Rockzilla looking to close those 2 down and get involved in that battle for the win as well. As Vines gets past his teammate Moomin now then. And Governor gets held up on the outside there, and that gives Taha the run. So Governor going back trading positions with Taha all of this second lap here. So who's going to have the better slipstream? Taha's going to have the inside line, but we have seen a few times the outside line is a good line to go for around this corner. But Governor looking for the cutback, and he gets it very well, proving again that you don't need the inside line into that corner. And then he's going to get straight past Moomin as well. Gets on the inside. Fantastic moves there by Governor. And Moomin's going to end up wide and keeps the foot in. I don't know if there was contact there. It looked like maybe Moomin just on that section tried to keep the foot in around the outside, which is always awkward on that corner. But that's Governor up into 5th place now then. So these front 3 pulled away now, and Vines pulled away from that group behind as well. So Governor now got a bit of clear air. So Governor can now chase after these guys in front. Yeah, it is, Ray. There's some good side-by-side racing. Unfortunate for Moomin. There's Taha gets the move. I said Governor's got clear air, and Taha gets the move done, and Ant's going to take advantage of that as well. So Governor just can't drop away from these guys when he gets past. So this is good news for those 3 at the front, because these faster guys really getting held up here. As Bad Dog looking to get involved in this now, and Mac Jam as well. But Austin Kingy is still at the back here. So I said Austin Kingy have struggled in the past these reverse grids. Kingy's always very patient, but it didn't work at Spa. And again, I think Austi's quite a patient reverse grid driver, and sometimes doesn't work in your favour either. So Nicky pulling out a bit of a gap now. Oh, so Ost had an off as well, which definitely won't be helping him. That might explain the penalty that he's got. Oh, Ears. So Ears had an off as well. So as I said, those 2 struggling to work their way through the field, which is good news for the guys up at the front. And good news for Governor if he can finally get past Taha and finally chase after these front guys. But Taha not giving him any rest at all. Governor going to be having dreams and nightmares about Taha in his mirrors by the end of this race, as Taha just won't leave him alone and let him run away. But if Governor can break that slipstream to Taha, I definitely think he'll get his head down and chase after these front guys, which he needs to do, and he needs King Ears to stay at the back of this field as well, because King Ears has picked up very good points so far in this round. So Governor up onto the back of Rockzilla now then. So Rockzilla's made a mistake and got damaged, so Governor's going to get an easy move done there. So Rockzilla's still making mistakes, so it's not going well for Rockzilla either in this one. But Rockzilla fights straight back, and that gives Taha the advantage, and Taha gets back through on Governor and nearly gets through on Rockzilla as well. So Taha being the thorn in everybody's side here. Nobody can get... Oh, Taha runs a bit wide, but holds it very well there. So no one can quite shake Taha. Taha's not going away. Ears thinks the mediums were better on that car. So that's an interesting one. But Governor now back past Taha again, but now got Rockzilla to deal with. And obviously we've seen that every time Governor looks to go for a move when he's got a car in front, Taha seems to take advantage of that. But Governor is going to get that move done this time. And Taha's going to take... Awkward one there. And oh no, everybody's going to go into it and pile in. It's gone wrong for everybody there from that little incident. So Rockzilla's come off the worst of everybody, but that's killed everybody at the back. So that's good news for Nicky and Wabbit here, running away at the front. But Governor now has got by up into 4th place. looked a weird incident that I think Rockzilla hit the back of Governor, which slowed him down and caused a little bit of contact with Taha, which obviously which caused Rockzilla to lose it and go round there. Yeah, it was unfortunate. Well, I don't think we have ghosting on, do we, Ray? So it wouldn't ghost even in that situation. So it's just an unfortunate place to crash where nobody really can avoid it in that situation. But that's really made it interesting for those guys at the front. Let's see what Ost, Matt Jam, King Ears can do now. Because obviously they all got caught up in that a little bit as well. And so did Bad Dog. So I think Ant got caught up a bit, but probably come out the better of it of the guys that did get caught up. But then all these guys behind Ant all got caught up in that incident, unfortunately. Yeah, no, it was so unlucky for so many people. I thought it was off, Ray, because I thought all our leagues we run with ghosting turned off. Because that's what we used to always do, but I may obviously be mistaken because you tend to do the settings more now, obviously. So the top 5 now should really be the top 5 because we're coming to the halfway point in this race. So these guys are not going to have the time to get through and chase after those front guys. So it's good news for Little Nicky after that poor race. Might be able to get the win. So Little Nicky now then. Obviously with a 4-second lead over Wabbit. So Little Nicky's to lose here. And Wabbit's second place to lose as well. But Vines is going to come under huge pressure, I imagine, from Governor to try and hold on to this podium position. He's going to have to put a Bad Dog-style defence on for the end of this race. And Taha will not go away. Taha's trying to stick with Governor here and get after these guys. So Governor, no matter what he does, just cannot drop Taha out of this one. And Ant Smasher now is moving, looks for the move on Bad Dog, but Bad Dog's got the inside line for the next corner now. And Matt Jam looking to take advantage as well. But Moomin sails around the outside, but nowhere for Matt Jam to go. As King Ears now gets past Ost. So that's going to be advantage back to Sheep Kings. As these guys at the back are well and truly battling it away. Like these guys are battling like they're racing for first place here. It's what we like to see. So this is allowing Ant to just pull away slightly from these guys though, as these are losing a lot of time battling. Hey Duco, how's it going, mate? So Bad Dog going to have to look to get back after Moomin now then. And King Ears has now got through to 9. So King Ears now the front of these guys that started at the back that are struggling to get through the pack here. And Ost dropped to the back of them and now under huge pressure from Rockzilla as well. But up at the front, we've got Nicky with a nice, comfortable 5-second lead now then. And Wabbit comfortably in second place. But here we go, as we thought. Vines was going to come under huge pressure from Governor. And here it is, with 8 minutes left to go. Governor is now right on the bumper of Vines. But gets a poor run around that corner. Can get a better exit because of it, though. So does get a better exit, but might be too far back after that mistake into the corner. But we'll see as Governor's really closing up. Actually might be close enough to go for something. Let's see here now then. But Vines is going to defend the middle of the track, then to the inside. Force Governor on the outside, but we've seen people do it round here. And Governor's going to sail it round the outside again. Some fantastic moves going on at that corner in these races. That's 5 or 6 times we've seen someone sail around the outside. And we've seen a few cutbacks there as well. And a few sail up the insides to get by as well. So some fantastic driving at that corner. So Governor up into the podium positions now then. What can he do about that 3.5 second gap to Wabbit? But nothing if he makes mistakes like that, as Vines is going to fight him back here. Vines is going to go for this move into turn 1. Can he, Vines, get the position back? or will Governor hold the speed on the outside? No, Vines gets it done. Governor looking for that cutback line, but Vines touches the grass, but well held there, fantastically held there by Vines. I thought Vines was a goner there as there was a slight bit of contact with Governor after that slide, but somehow managed to hold it together. And here's Taha, the thorn in Governor's back so far in this one. All over the back of him again, getting involved in this. So if these two keep fighting, Taha's going to be right there to mop up the pieces as well. It definitely was, Ray. I imagine Vines is clenching in his rig right now after that. Hey Jazz, nice to see you. Nice to see you. You're only joining once Nicky gets to the front, eh? So Nicky won't be on stream that much at the moment unless he makes a mistake because he's got a nice clear lead. So Governor going to get the run again on Vines now then. So this will be a much easier pass for Governor this time round. A much better run this time round. Looked like Vines made a mistake on the exit. And yeah, look at that. Governor just sails by on the straight. No issues at all there. So move done, but will Vines fight it back? We've seen Vines fight it back once already. So does Governor have enough time to chase after Wabbit now then? I don't think so. 5 minutes to go. 3-second gap in 5 minutes is going to be a tough ask. The only thing is, Governor is the fastest on track. And to be honest, he is over the second quicker than Wabbit. And Nicky there setting a purple lap. So Nicky is flying now that he's got clean air on soft tyres on his own. So Nicky nicking that fastest lap off Governor. So can Governor get a bit of clean air to try and get that fastest lap back? But he's got Vines for company. Vines won't leave him alone now. And Taha's obviously there in case anything goes awry to take advantage. And Ant up into 6th as Rockzilla's now come up into 7th. King is up into 8th. Something's happened to Bad Dog there. Matt Jam in 9th and Bad Dog dropped down to 10th. And Ost 11th and Moomin's dropped to the back now, unfortunately. So the upper hand in this race is going back to Sheep Kings now. So again, but I think Sheep Kings are going to have the lead coming into the final round next week. But it's going to be very, very close still between Sheep Kings and Pinky. Well, let's see what Bad Dog can do now then. As Bad Dog's ended up dropping back. Bad Dog's only problem is he's stuck with all these faster guys that would have wanted to be at the front though, so it's making his job even harder here. Bad Dog needed to try and get by Ant while these lot were all battling with each other, but he didn't quite manage it, and that's left him in this battle. As we see Taha closing up on Vines now and Governor pulling away. So Governor is now chasing after Wabbit, but there's not many laps to go. So we'll keep our eye on that and see if Governor gets back by Wabbit. Oh, Rockzilla's had a disconnection. So that's bad news for Rockzilla there, dropping out after recovering a little bit. So it's all gone wrong tonight for Rockzilla. Oh, so Rock started to lag and then disappeared, so obviously definitely a disconnection from Rockzilla there. As Bad Dog looking to get by Ant now then, as Ant's dropped back, so a mistake from Ant and Bad Dog does get by. So I think Bad Dog now is racing for driver of the day alongside Tahar, I think. So Bad Dog needs these positions to try and force that driver of the day position. As King Gears moves up into 6th place now then. So a good recovery from King Gears in the end from starting at the back and struggling to get through the field. He's now obviously got to the front of that pack up into 6th place. And Ost still down in 9th and a half a second penalty. So Ant Smasher will get back by Ost as well, unless Ost can pull a good gap away. So Taha closing up on Vines. What about Governor on Wabbit now then? Oh, and Wabbit's got a 1 second penalty. So Governor's on for it. As I said, it's advantage Sheep Kings at the moment, I think, again. But if Governor can get past Wabbit up into second place, that'll close that gap and make it even tighter between the top 2 teams going into the final round of races. And unfortunately, I think this week, Kiss Our Asphalt's, Matt Jam and Wabbit have obviously going to have dropped off as Wabbit makes a mistake and Governor's passed already and Wabbit's still got that penalty to serve and now Vines is all over the back of him and Taha's not far away. It's all going wrong for Wabbit at the end of this race. Looked like a dead set second place and now looks like it might be as low as 5th. Well, let's see. Taha, yeah, Taha gets around the outside, so a terrible lap there for Wabbit, taking him all the way from second place all the way down to 5th there in 1 lap. So Nicky should have the race won, no problem. And unless Governor can put a major final lap in, or King Ears I think has clear air as well, so unless one of these two can put in a mega final lap, I think Nicky should have fastest lap as well. So Bad Dog all over the back of Matt Jam now then, but they've got Ost for company as well. And Ost could do with a couple more positions, with King Ears having got up into 6 now then. Ost could do with a couple more positions for his team. But obviously Bad Dog and Matt Jam also are going to want to push up, but they've dropped King Ears now, so these guys are all battling for that 7th position on this final lap. As Wabbit's dropping off of Taha, so Wabbit maybe just not feeling comfortable now. Something's gone wrong and he's lost that rhythm. So Wabbit just looking to hang on to 5th place and not make a mistake now then. So Taha all over the back of Vines though, so will we see a move from Taha? I don't think going to quite be close enough to go for anything. But a few corners left, they're definitely going to battle it away, I imagine, around these final few corners. See, can Taha get a good exit? No, a big slide there on the exit, that's not going to help. But it looks like Nicky just coming around the final corner now to take the win, and currently the fastest lap in this race. So there we go, Nicky recovering after a terrible second race there to take the win in this final race. Governor's, oh, Governor with a big slide on the exit, nearly put it into the pit wall there. He's going to bring it home in second and not take that fastest lap. Vines holds third off Taha. It's a great result from Taha, and Wabbit 5th. Kingy is going to recover it to 6, and will Kingy be able to take the fastest lap off Nicky? Doesn't look like it, so Nicky holds that fastest lap as Matt Jam's going to hold 7th off Bad Dog. And then Ost in 9th, Ant Smasher 10th, and Moomin 11th, with Rockzilla unfortunately disconnecting from this one. So fantastic racing again there. One crazy incident though in the middle of that race that really shook the pack up a little bit. So we'll just run through that final order. So there's Nicky taking the win and the fastest lap there, followed by Governor recovering from the back up to 2nd place. So good result for Governor there. Disappointing though for Governor that Kingy has in the end managed to work his way up after being stuck at the back for so long. So Vines taking a great podium there, and Taha 4th, with Wabbit unfortunately dropping down to 5th. Kingy is taking 6th. 7th is Matt Jam. 8th is Bad Dog. Ost is going to bring it home in 9th. Ant Smasher 10th. Moomin 11th. And with the disconnect, Rockzilla down in 12th. So for driver of the day, as I was saying in that one, I think it's very close between Taha and Bad Dog. And I think I'm going to have to give Driver of the Day to Bad Dog just because of that podium. That podium enough to just sneak him the Driver of the Day over Taha. I think if Taha had nicked that podium off Vines in this race, then maybe Taha would have got it. But those two have both had a fantastic race. Fantastic 3 races this round. So, well done to those two. But we saw some great racing, some strange incidents as well in that one. But some great racing. So hopefully everybody will join us for next week for the final round, which I imagine is going to be very, very close between the top 2 teams here. So I'd definitely tune into the final round next week to see which team can go on to win the championship. So we'll see you next time round. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you later.